believe that our mental state and self-awareness is the driving force behind our attitude and reaction to life. On this podcast, we deal with everyday socio-psychological issues that affect our daily lives and how we can conquer them and live a wholesome living. Join in essence with Didi as we discuss topics including mental health, the effect of our interactions on our well-being, finances, and many other issues that affect our daily living. Hey loves, welcome back, welcome home, welcome to our channel. Thank you for being here and thank you for being committed to growing with me and allowing me to be a part of your journey also. Thank you for being on the channel. Thank you for participating in it and listening with me and giving constructive feedback on the episode that I release. Thank you for that. It shows that you guys are following with me, you guys are growing with me, and I'm really appreciative of that. Please, instead of texting your reviews privately, kindly do so on the podcast so that other people can see or they can read what the podcast is about, and they can also get a viewpoint of what we discuss on every episode. Thank you for being here and thank you for being with me. Please bear with me if I don't produce every Wednesday. Life just happens, and I don't believe in producing just because I need to produce or just because it's a Wednesday and I know that you guys are waiting. But I believe in giving you quality material. I believe in giving you quality episodes that are not just episodes just because I had to put something out. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me a full human experience. So on this segment and this season, we are talking about sociological perspectives, theories, and viewpoints. As if you were following with me from the beginning of the podcast, I did say that I am qualified to speak about sociological perspectives as it's one of my majors in varsity. So I tend to switch to sociology because it affects how we do things and it's part of our everyday life. Sociology is a study of human interactions and how different things and different exposures affect how we become from those interactions. So on today's episode, we'll be talking about gender roles in relationships. Men and women play out their own behavior, whether patriarchal or feminine, based on what they were taught. As we were saying in the previous episodes, and as I was highlighting, and as I will always highlight, family is the first point of interaction. For every human, we start from somewhere. We start from a certain family that holds certain cultural values and traditional norms that are passed down from one generation to another. You are taught how to do things, how to behave, how to carry yourself individually with other people and also in your personal relationships. For example, if you grow up in a family that is patriarchal, those are the values that you will carry out also in your relationships because that is what you know, unless as an adult you choose to evolve. So on this episode, we are focusing on how those norms can affect our relationships and how we can grow from that moving forward. So according to those traditional cultures and norms that are passed on, they have the potential to either make or break your relationship. There are certain things that as people we will not agree with as a collective or as a pair. So those things can be deal breakers in relationships, or they can be deal makers according to how you both relate to such norms. Also, it's important, or I would advise that you be open to diverse cultures and diverse norms, and even in your relationship to be diverse. Allow people to practice their tradition and their norms. And if they are not willing to become one with you, or if how they do things doesn't align with how you do things, instead of putting them down and everything, just pick somebody who will be in line with what you do. But I would advise strongly to be open to diversity and make one good thing with diverse cultures and beliefs, although in some cases it won't always work. Because for an example, if we take the Christian religion, we're not talking about religion, but it's just an example that I thought of putting there to make my explanation clear. If we take a Christian religion and an Islamic religion and try to put them together, if we are not open to diversity, they will clash and will create more conflict. But if you are open to diversity, we can, do one religion one day and one religion another, according to what works for us. So in this, I'm saying be open, because we don't come from different backgrounds and we don't come from the same type of culture and tradition. So on this episode, we'll be discussing how different gender roles and cultures affect how we view relationships and carry out our roles. Over time, it is inevitable that culture will evolve and alter the perspective of relationships. However, to an extent, different culture stereotypes also play a crucial role, as it provides the basis for how one views relationships. I did say that how you view things and your perspective will overlap into how you treat your relationships. If, for example, you grew up in a patriarchal home, that is what you will expect from a relationship, or that is how you will carry yourself as a man in a relationship. You will expect your partner to submit. You will expect your partner to basically alter themselves so that they will serve your needs, and there won't be much room for them to have an individual experience of that relationship. And also, if you grew up in a feminist family, the same will occur in your relationship. So what I want to ask, and as it is a food for thought for all of us, is how you are right now. Is that how originally you want to be? Or is it something that you were taught and that you are passing down from your parents or your grandparents to your kids? And also, are you impressed with how things are with yourself in your relationship that you are willing to pass it down? Also, I need us to make room for improvement and evolving, because culture evolves as time goes by, tradition evolves as time goes by. So in order to maintain the peace, I did highlight and say that we need to be open to diversity. It is important that we be open to diversity so that one doesn't feel like they are suppressed by another person's culture in their relationship. So I would say, instead of what you were taught, instead of what you have learned, develop your own set of culture, one that will work for you and one that will work for your family and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren. Because I believe that all of us have things that we need to unlearn from our culture and tradition that we don't want to pass down. There are things that we need to unlearn, and there are things that we also need to learn as we are evolving. Especially with access to social media, there are different kinds of perspectives, there are different kinds of knowledge that are passed down each and every day. New developments are made, and you can choose to either remain in what you have been taught or grow according to the knowledge you have acquired. It's not wrong to change your perspective when new information is being presented. You are more than welcome to be open and to evolve. And you're more than welcome to create your own set of culture and values. A study by Axe and Burns revealed that couples with traditional gender roles may get off on a bad start, and the relationship might go from bad to worse, as the expectations from the gender roles can be demanding. Imagine in this kind of economy that we find ourselves in, where it makes more sense for a house to have a dual income. As a woman, you are in this relationship where it is governed by patriarchal norms. You are expected to come home from work to clean, to cook, to mind the children, to do the dishes and do everything. You know what? You are going to be tired all the time. You are going to be depressed, and you're going to feel all these things that you are not supposed to feel in relationships. So I believe that we should be open-minded when it comes to traditional norms and also gender roles in our relationships. Create a culture that you know will work for you and your partner, instead of using something that has worked for people before, or even other people that might be around you but obviously won't work for you. When it comes to relationships, there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all. We all do things according to how they work for us. There is no way that one thing will work for everybody. There is no such thing. And those are the things that we should look out for when trying to build a healthy relationships, and the signs that both genders will feel from these gender stereotypes and traditional norms and all of this. Firstly, there will be tiredness and fatigue in your relationship. That means you won't have plenty of time to do all these other things that you would like to do, because imagine coming home from work and doing all these things and still be expected to Netflix and chill. It won't work. Secondly, feeling suppressed. There are other people who do not understand certain traditional norms and practices. Some men won't understand why they have to be the ones that provide, why they have to be the ones that they have to do all these things and carry the weight of being the one to make big decisions in the family, instead of including your wife and making a collective decision. That also goes into submission as well. There are other women that just do not agree in being submissive. They'd rather hire somebody who will do the household chores and everything. So if you impose the traditions into your relationship, they will feel suppressed. Thirdly, being out of touch with your individuality. You know, when somebody comes to you with something that you didn't grow up experiencing, it is inevitable that one way or another you will lose yourself in your relationship, and you will lose your truth. So, as I was saying, and as I have said before, let's be open to diversity. And finally, they will be void of their true self because of the norms that other people have set that don't even apply to you. You will be void of your sense of stability, your inner sense of stability, because here you are with a relationship with this person and they're telling you these laws and rules that you must follow, because apparently there is an ideology from somewhere that things are supposed to be that way in the relationship. You will lose yourself as a man or a woman in a relationship. You will definitely lose yourself. So food for thought for all of us is, or are, because there are plenty of questions, not a plenty, but a few questions that I would like us to ask yourselves. Firstly, how has your culture and traditional norms affected your relationships? Did they affect it for the good or for the better? Would you like to change something? Would you like to evolve? And if so, why are you not doing so? Secondly, is how you are the way that you want to be? Or are you governed by the said stereotypes? Think about it. Thirdly, has your culture and traditional values harmed or benefited your relationships? And finally, is there anything that you would like to change? And are you open to diversity? I believe that right now, feminists, not feminists, but activists have fought for interracial relationships. That automatically means that it will contain of different kinds of set values and cultures. We have people from different tribes starting relationships, and their relationships are beautiful. But it all takes diversity. Be diverse. Be one. Be open. It doesn't have to be your way or the highway. Be open and know that you can create something beautiful with someone who doesn't follow the same culture as you do, or someone who doesn't have the same kind of traditional values as you do. You can form something beautiful and allow yourself to do so. Be good, be diverse, enjoy your relationships, and be open. Bye. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, share, leave a review, and rate. Let us all be whole and live a purpose-driven life.